Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Mr. V Teaches Math. Folks, today what we're going to be doing is looking at tables of values in order to determine the pattern rule. And what that means is determining what the algebraic expression is that enables us to get from the x column to the y column. And so what we're going to be doing, first of all, is we're going to be finishing off these patterns. So here are the x values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And y values go 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can probably assume that it goes 6 and then 7. And so we need to figure out how we get from x to y. In other words, what do we do to the numbers in x to get to y? And so hopefully every time we can go like from 1 to 2 is like plus 1, 2 to 3 is plus 1, 3 to 4 is plus 1. So every time we're adding 1 to x to equal y. Okay, so it becomes x plus 1 equals y. Okay? Now, try something a little bit different. There we go. So here we have 1 to negative 1, 2 to 0, 3 to 1, 4 to 2. So it seems like every time we're going down by 2. So that would be 3, that would be 4. So we're taking x and we're subtracting 2. And that's going to equal y. Okay. All right. So here we have x at 0, then 2, then 4, then 6, then 8, then 10. Seems like the missing numbers. And it seems like every time we're just multiplying, we're doubling what the value in x is. So we're saying this is 2x equals y. Okay? 2x equals y. And then lastly over here, we see 1, and then 4, and then 9, and then 16. And so hopefully what we can see is that we're squaring the numbers. So like 4 times 4 is 16, 3 times 3 is 9, 2 times 2 is 4. So 5 times 5 is 25, and then 6 times 6 is 36. So x squared equals y. And so that's a way to look from the left column to the right column to figure out what it's going to be. There's another way to do that as well. Actually, a couple different things to do. And what we'll be doing is you'll be looking at this stuff. I'm just going to try and zoom in for a sec. Make it a little easier to read. Okay. And so what we're going to be doing with this one, we're going to look at the tables of values to determine the pattern rule. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, sorry about that. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm just going to look down the y column. And I'm going to say, like, to get from 8 to 13, I have to add 5. To get from 13 to 18, add 5. And every time I'm going to be adding 5 to the number. Now, anytime that I see that I'm adding 5, or like anytime I see that there's repeated addition, another word for repeated addition is actually just multiplication, right? Because like 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is the same thing as 2 times 5. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 is just whatever number times 5. Okay? So what I'm going to say is because this repeated addition is going to be 5 every time, we're going to add 5 every time, I'm actually going to multiply my x value by 5 because I've seen this repeated addition. Now, 1 times 5 only gets me to 5, so I have to add on more. And in fact, I have to add on 3 to get to the number. So I have 1 times 5 is 5, plus 3 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 is 10. Plus 3 is 13. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 3 is 18. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3 is 23. Okay, so when you look at these pattern rules, if you notice that there's repeated addition, and I can go back to my other one as well, if I notice that there's repeated addition, so for example, to get from here, to get from 0 to 2, it's plus 2. 2 to 4 is plus 2. So every time here, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, and then plus 2. And notice I multiplied my x value by 2 to get to the y value. Okay? These ones, when they go up by 1, you don't have to change the variable at all, or don't have to change the x variable at all by multiplying it. You're just going to add or subtract a value. Okay? Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is this. where I have this x value in the left-hand column, and I'm told already what I'm going to be doing to my x value. I'm going to multiply the x by 2 and then add 1. So 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and then it's 9, and then 11. Okay, so that's the sort of the last thing I wanted to show you, is to generate a right-hand column based on the algebraic expression of what I'm going to do to x. And so the questions that you're going to be working on will have you do that, where you'll be given numbers in an x column and then told in the right-hand column what you have to do to x. You'll also be determining pattern rules and applying them in different situations as well. So that's what you can look forward to for the practice today, or tomorrow rather. So for now, have a great night, and talk to you guys tomorrow.